Welcome to Shapes and Forms. This evening, at least for the moment, it is just yours truly, Planet Jane, and my good friend and esteemed co-host, Trevor.
Hi.
And we are going to be checking out a new game for the channel, and also a new game just like in my life, because I've never played it before. This is One Step from Eden. That's been described to me as Slay the Spire meets Mega Man Battle Network, which is a combination of things.
Interesting mix.
Yeah.
Certainly not one I've heard of.
Yeah. So we're gonna kill 2 hours with this, and we'll round the night off with some Enter the Gungeon at the end of things. Let's freaking go. We've only got one character unlocked. That makes sense. I have literally not played this game before. I have seen it played for about 5 minutes. Oh, we got a ping.
Shredney will be in a moment.
Excellent. Okay. Tutorials. Press the D-pad to move. Okay. Press the face button. Press A, B, and the right trigger to cast spells. No, press A and B to cast spells, and the right trigger to use your weapon. Okay. Once all spells are used, they come back. Okay, so there's some sort of recharge thing going on. And we can shuffle our deck, I suppose, at any time with the left trigger. Alright. He's gonna throw us right into things, huh? I understand. The crosshair on the ground is where Flawless Battle 1, don't praise me too much, is where
Flawless
our spell
victory.
It's where our spell lands if it's like a targeted spell.
Yeah.
Add 1 jam to your deck. Wow, hey, I wanted to... Okay, I guess left trigger also skips the card choice, so that's a good thing to know. Look at your deck of spells with the right, or with the right trigger, but what is ST? No, I would like to do... Yeah. What is... Oh, the start button. Is that... Maybe?
Yeah, like, I guess the menu button on the Xbox One controller.
Yeah, alright, I get it.
If you got one of those nifty things.
I do, actually. I got an Xbox One controller for my birthday.
I like it rather nicely. I feel like I'm a minority figure in that in my house, because most of the people that play video games in this house prefer PlayStations in all ways that they can, but you know.
I also do like the DualShock, don't get me wrong. But yeah. I do just kind of I don't know, something about the Xbox One controller. It might just be because I grew up with an Xbox. But I like it. It feels very familiar. Alright, well, I think I got the hang of this. Boy, this is a lot of stuff to keep in mind at once. Onward.
You're keeping track of lots.
What do we
well,
got
this
here?
is familiar. It's just sideways.
Yeah. I've seen this interface in many games, honestly. Like, this could just as easily be like FTL or anything.
Void Bastards does one that's kind of similar to it, yeah. Like, just like a bit more comic-y in that case, of course.
Yeah. Alright, I don't know what a distress beacon is. I guess we'll find out. You need help? How do I have to destroy it before it blows up or something? Okay. I did it.
My hero.
Okay, yeah. Left trigger is the skip rewards button. I'm gonna need the... That's gonna take some getting used to. Slow enemies. when
You
frost
got
is
an
applied.
ice cream cone.
Yeah, it's just like a passive item. Hit the four center tiles of the enemy field and crack them. Okay. Swords of Light. Hey, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Something, I play the Swords of Revealing Light. Throw 2 traps that root for 4 seconds. I can imagine what root does.
But
Swords
honestly,
of Revealing Light. Yes, thank you, Go-Go.
honestly, like, that's one of those things where it could be a very generalized sort of thing, but given the clientele that this sort of game is appealing to, it is probably Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, no, this is literally like the card art is identical. I'm picking between this and this. Looks like it gets 6 copies of this, if I'm interpreting this right. Which is an interesting way to do things. I guess you can go through your decks up quick in this game if you're, if you're playing right. That makes sense. Yeah, give me the swords. Give me the Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
Yeah, I guess it's much more kinetic than something like Slay the Spire would be, where you can, like, kind of take your time on what you choose to do in that, compared to something like this where it's more active in the battle system and everything.
Being real time is a big change.
Yeah,
it roots for 3 seconds, and the Yu-Gi-Oh card freezes enemy monsters for 3 turns. That's a good point. I'll take Mana Bane. That seems useful. Alright, let's go onwards. We got another Distress Beacon. You need help. Okay. I'm just gonna take that for you, I guess. Where is my health?
I can't say I'm sure. Is it the 1000 on the bottom of underneath your feet?
Possibly. Flow? No idea what flow is.
Gain 1 flow. Lose 1 flow when you cast a spell.
Hit the last target that hit you, hits 2 tiles in front, and pushes target away. Give me Flurry? Oh, you can, like, test it out. I should be doing that, because you got this little, yeah, I guess that must be what that is. Like, I got this little, playground here to try out my stuff with. I should be using it.
Right.
You may be right, Go-Go. Those may also be Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Girls are good, and Here's a compelling point, Go-Go. I haven't really thought about it that way before. Whoa! You can't come over to my side of the field. That's cheating.
Mans is aggressive.
Get out of here. Also, I do need to remember that I got this, like, basic gun that never runs out of stuff. Magic Claw. Hit yourself for 1 damage. I don't know why you want to do that. I'm sure there's some reason that you would, but... Hit all tiles diagonal from you?
Oh my god. The flavor text on that one is "Wake me up inside, can't wake up."
Hit it an X 4 tiles away. Applies fragile. Yo, these are... Like, this gets pretty complicated pretty quick.
Yeah. It's got a lot going on.
No hand on this one.
Makes me wonder if the whole battle system is basically a direct reference to Battle Network, which would make it so that people that are, like, more familiar with that wouldn't really have to worry too much about jumping in blind.
To be honest, it's been so long since I played Battle Network that I couldn't honestly say, but that is possible.
I don't think I'm familiar with any of them really, so this is all new.
Yeah, it's sort of like the general setup is definitely the same in that it's like real time, but you're on this weird little grid.
Yeah.
Does nothing consume anchor?
Relatable.
Hi.
Consume flesh.
Doing nothing but consuming anchor is relatable to you, Shredney?
I mean, yeah, you know, it's just like eating hot chip and crying.
It's heat, hot chip, and lie, you fucking poser.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying.
So,
Because you see, I'm the sad version of that.
Well, I think everybody's the sad version of that around these days.
are really
Although for me, it's
situational.
more Cheez-Its than hot chip.
I also like Cheez-Its a lot.
What flavor?
Honestly, just like the regular ones are real good. I also am. Oh, okay, you can. I did not save that man in time. Victory, huh? I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I like the regular ones. I like the extra crunchy ones. I feel like those are underrated.
Interesting.
We got a boss up here. You've made some terrible things. Whoa.
What is this?
So, this is One Step from Eden. It is a deck-based roguelite game
Okay.
that
Also
takes
involves
takes
you
a
dancing on the
heavy, kind of, takes a heavy inspiration from Mega Man Battle Network. White Cheez-Its are a gift from God. I can't quite see who said that because the game window is just slightly too large. We'll check
That was
in-
me.
Oh, that was you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I felt like this might make a good candidate for the show. I'm not sure if I was right, but it is fun, certainly.
Oof.
We're dead.
Oof.
I think. Yeah. Oh, okay. We have an extra life for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. Not sure how much good it's gonna do us, to be honest, but that's
Maybe the first one's free.
perhaps. You know, like Spider-Man. Everybody gets one. So, Shredney,
Uh-huh.
would you like to know what I was doing mere minutes before the show began?
What?
So, like, the 10 to 15 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There's a story to this game, I suppose. What the fudge is going on in this game? It's a great question. Oh, before I finish telling the story, what area should we go to next? You guys got a good feeling about any one of these?
The blue one.
Both the top and the bottom are both blue.
The bottom one.
Onward and inward. Huh.
Defeat means friendship.
I suppose so. Did just waste the guy I was trying to protect again. Anyway, so like
I think you did a moida.
I think you may be right. Like the 10 minutes after you wake up, right? You are, I feel, just in general, as a property of human beings in general, you're somewhat susceptible to magical thinking. And I was like very sleepy, and I was like, there's only one thing in the universe that will make me feel awake right now, and I know exactly what it is. And my brain decided that the thing that would wake me up would be Tiger by Neil Cicerega. Just a man.
Oh, dear.
Just a tiger. Man. So many times it happens to tigers. You trade
So
the
your
tigers
enemy
for
here
glory.
is like a slime, but it's made of icicles.
It's Jagu. Just like in real life.
Except you're not trying to murder Jagu generally.
Don't tell me what I am and am not doing.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know your life, but still.
I think I'm kind of starting to get the hang of this. It's frantic, but it's slightly less so than I feel like it seems at first. I guess it depends on the stage. But like, yeah, I don't know. But my mind was just like, I need to listen to Neil C's weird mashup of Eye of the Tiger and
Flawless
and
victory.
fucking You're My Kind by INXS right now. So I did.
I need you tonight.
You know, like, people don't talk about this, but they're great.
You're great.
Thank you. So what are you up to, Shredney? Gain 100
Not a whole lot. I managed to get into arguments in 2 different places about universal basic income.
Fun.
Both
So-
today?
Yeah, like within a surprisingly short amount of time. Yeah.
Oh, you know what they call that, Shredney?
What?
Praxis.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I think we may very well be operating at like, what would you guys say, like 60% efficiency this
Yeah.
evening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe 66 if we're being generous.
It happens.
Also, is this the Joker and let's see who has cyclones like that going on as part of their identity? I don't know.
Storm from the X-Men?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I'm dead for real this time. No? Okay. I don't understand why I have extra lives. Like, do you get one every time you kill a boss? I guess so. Now I think I'm dead. Yeah, okay. That was interesting. This game seems neat. Hopefully it will eventually become...
It does appear to have a one more hit mechanic where something that would normally be a killing blow instead becomes a down to 1.
yeah,
essentially.
which I guess makes sense given the general, what the hell? Putting stuff on my side of the field? Don't do that. I also keep forgetting that I have my little basic gun. She is cute. You know, Bird was saying that also. Which I guess is not surprising given that the character is blonde, but you know.
We know what Bird's like.
So, Shredney,
Mhm.
what do you think is the best argument for the real thing that UBI stands for? Universal bare income.
Oh, so just we just give money to bears?
Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Universal
Universal Basic Income Software.
I mean, if they try to run it on an app like they did the Iowa caucuses, then that could be a very big problem, and will probably lead to Pete Buttigieg becoming president.
No.
You think that Rayman would be an advocate for democratic socialism?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
like,
he
the
just-
interesting
he
thing
seems
to
like
me
the
with,
type.
like, I actually had to explain to a person that, what is it called? Like, universal basic universal basic income and universal basic healthcare are not communist ideas. They're not even socialist ideas. They're actually technically entirely viable within the framework of regulated capitalism.
Well, I mean, people
Like-
nowadays have Reagan poisoning and think that
Yeah, it's
everything
like
to
just-
the right or everything to the left
Yeah,
of
like-
like Margaret Thatcher is Stalin.
Like,
so,
I had to actually explain what communism, small c communism actually is, what socialism and capitalism actually are definitionally, because I was just like so flabbergasted.
Well, you know what they say, Trinity.
What?
They're great.
Frosted Flakes are more than good. They're
get that-
average.
I get
They're pretty aight.
I get that jingle randomly stuck in my head, just like a couple times a month, I would say. And I don't think I've seen an actual like Frosted Flakes commercial in like 10 years.
And even if you did, then I'm pretty sure that they haven't actively used the jingle at like any point within that time frame.
Yeah, it's just like it just gets in there and never
Like-
goes away.
It's kind of akin to how Cinnamon Toast Crunch hasn't used the freaking what's her name? Saffron can fire laser beams from her arms, but can she see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I can recall not huge sections of, but decently large sections of Lit's My Own Worst Enemy, despite not having heard it since I was probably like 13.
Hey, I actually quite like that song and listen to it somewhat frequently.
I have no problem with that song, it's just odd.
Nah, I just like you made me think of it because you brought it up.
The rock band energy emanating from that one, because I think it was included in the third game, something like that.
Huh.
Can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk?
I didn't mean to call you that.
It's such a dumb song.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a different mini boss this time. Or
You look like
regular
you're ready to
boss, I
break
suppose.
down.
Also, shout out to me taking like 15 minutes to realize you can just hold down the regular shot button.
Just going full Toho on this?
Like, there's no reason not to, as far as I can tell.
The hose have been towed.
Either that or the toes have been hoed. That
Alright.
sounds uncomfortable.
Well,
It's
you
bad
would
no matter
need-
how way,
oh, this is
which
bad.
way you
This is
slice
bad.
it. Oh
Okay,
gosh,
There we go. I made it out.
she's got the plug.
I was gonna say you need to get an OnlyFans account for that. Why do I only ever make good jokes when nobody's here? It's a curse.
I mean, because I
Oh,
think
hello.
because thinking too much about OnlyFans is very cursed in itself.
I mean, it's just Patreon, but sexy, right?
It's Patreon, but it's the Send Nudes Patreon.
Yeah. There's a guy on the hip hop subreddit who, like, the mods don't like him, so they gave him a flare that says Jada Kiss OnlyFans subscriber.
Yes!
And I think about that sometimes.
Oh man.
It's just a disturbing thought. Also, I'm gonna have to resize the game window, unfortunately, because its current size is making it a little bit hard to read the chat. So I will have to make it somewhat smaller after I'm done with this fight right here. Somebody remind me.
Mur says, I dreamed that I was a lighthouse keeper trying to murder the rich asshole family that wouldn't leave my lighthouse home. I dreamed that I have had a rough night of trying to figure out eBay
Whoa.
to sell things my mom wants to sell. I'm so tired right now. Also,
Oh, no.
Wim Radar says, Pebbles and I both say hi. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hello to everyone.
We're very happy that you have joined us on this this weird Thursday evening.
And
Yeah, I literally just woke up.
I woke up about 45 minutes ago, so yeah.
I've been awake for most of today, but you know, it's nice to have company that is just getting lucid today.
Is this Mega
Well,
Man
not-
Battle Network? Yes.
Lucid
Yeah,
in its opening moments.
A big assumption that I am ever lucid.
Alright. I'm gonna take Violet, because, like, Glass Cannon is a cool style of gameplay. Also, I guess I just can't. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let me... There we go. That's a little bit better.
Why would you ever want to run it in that last resolution?
Yeah, I'm not
that
sure.
it
Well, I'm not
had?
sure why that's an option if you're playing it on, like, you know that video of a guy playing Doom on, like, the display bar on his MacBook? I guess if you wanted to run it that way, but
Yeah, because E1M1 is best experienced with the aspect ratio of the spine of this copy of Mirror's Edge that's on my shelf from
Oh no.
on Blu-ray disc.
there were Blu-ray games for a while. I didn't know that.
The PlayStation 3 ran its video games on Blu-ray, and then so does the PS4 and the Xbox One.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why Blu-ray actually won the format wars, was because they included a Blu-ray drive in the PlayStation 3.
Well,
which-
it's also because Blu-ray hardware is like essentially it's generally backwards compatible, so you can also play DVDs in it.
Yeah, which was true of HD DVDs as well.
Also, yeah, whoever that was Mur. Yeah, this is Mega Man Battle Network. Basically, it's that plus Slay the Spire plus you play as cute anime girl, which you might also have been able to do in some installments of Battle Network. I never played that much of the series. Your mom hates Blu-rays because the Blu-ray interface for the PS4 is unintuitive. You know? I do get it.
I feel like the PlayStation 3 in general has more of a close connection to the medium than the PS4 ever did. Simply just on account of the fact that, you know, during the PS3 era, most video games, like up until the very end of the generation, could pretty much fit on a Blu-ray or like a dual layer Blu-ray, so they were 25 or 50 gigabytes without having to incur an additional installation sizes on the actual storage of the console itself. But around the end of the generation, that changed, and by the time the PS4 rolled around, you had 500 gigabytes to download fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, and that's where you start getting into actually needing at least a CD-ROM, if not a DVD or Blu-ray.
God, can you imagine downloading 500 gigabytes? That's half of a terabyte for Call of Duty.
That... You know how big this game is? Take a guess.
200 megabytes.
Bit larger.
350.
483.
Damn.
For a fully featured game at a reasonable price. Like, I don't mean to sound like the oldest person alive, but like, I just don't know why anybody bothers with AAA games anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever size requirements that Doom Eternal requires are worth it, though.
I mean, that's...
I thought you said.
You know.
I thought you said 500 mega. You said 500 megabytes. I thought it was. Like.
No,
it was-
I said for this 500.
No, not
megabytes.
for this. I was saying for I got confused. I'm sorry. My brain melted for a second.
Nah, we're talking Call of Duty that is larger than the size of the hard drive that shipped with the original PlayStation 3.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
For one video game.
Yeah, you know, big boy.
Mer says, can I
interface-
just
Yeah, no, you go on.
Can I just say eBay's interface is maddeningly non-intuitive? That's because they haven't changed it since 2005.
Yeah, I bought something on eBay
Yikes.
last year.
I think they changed the logo, and that's basically it.
You know, if you squint, you can see the pores. That's how good the graphics are. Also,
yes, because Soap McTavish's nasty ass unwashed skin is what I want to see with the graphical power of my $500 console.
Also, Gogo points out that apparently Doom Eternal is actually smaller than Doom 2016, which I did not know. It's good that, like, people are prioritizing saving space again. To at least some extent.
I mean, and it's also, like, it suggests that various I think part of it is that various formats for, compressing data have been,
That
become
too,
more and more
certainly,
effective.
Yeah. Oh, Shield Girl this time.
Fun fact, Nintendo Switch cartridges taste disgusting.
It's true. People know the story behind that, right? It's like a thing to prevent small kids from eating them. Is why they
Yep.
taste that bad. Which
Yeah,
does not make the
yeah.
fact that they do any less funny, mind you.
I think I did it on a dare, and I described it to my friends on a FaceTime call that we were on yesterday as the worst experience of my life.
Whoa.
Like, it lingers. It lingers. You can tap your tongue to it. It doesn't even have to be on there for very long for you to have it, and then it will stay there.
I have gotten it from like touching a Switch cartridge and then putting my finger to my tongue like 10 minutes later. It's not whatever they use to do it is very potent.
Yeah, no, that shit's effective.
Oh, I got stuff.
Like,
New
I mean, it's an
cards.
industrial strength bittering agent. It's gonna do that.
I think that's a very funny thing, by the way. Industrial strength bittering agent.
I mean,
Do you think that's what Morrissey drinks with his morning coffee?
No, Morrissey. That's at this point his bloodstream produces it. Like, like he is like, even if we set aside the weird Islamophobic stuff and whatnot,
I accidentally murdered that guy again.
the guy is just like grumpy as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't actually want to talk about Morrissey. I just thought it would be a fun clip.
That
I know
one,
it's a good clip though.
that one JPEG Mafia song, the title of it just says it all.
Oh no. Oh no. Because then you can look back fondly at songs like, This Charming Man or Still Ill, and not have to deal with the fact that the guy singing them is a jerk.
A jerk. But like,
You're a jerk, I know.
You're a jerk, I know. Hey, this is a different group, never mind. I was gonna say, rest in peace to like 2/3 of the Cali Swag district, but that was CGI.
Oof. But, I was just gonna also say, with regards to Johnny Marr, isn't he currently like in Modest Mouse and doing pretty alright?
Johnny Marr?
Johnny Marr, the guitarist for the Smiths.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like he straight up like joined. I'm pretty sure it was Modest Mouse for a long period of time.
I'm gonna try to specialize in an element on this run, see if that makes things any better. I haven't been talking very much about the game. I do like it, like, kind of a lot, actually. It's a good time. This is $20 on Steam right now, by the way, if anybody is interested in picking it up. It is a solid bit of fun. It's $17 if you like had it on your wish list or something before it came out, but you obviously would have had to have done that in advance. There's a band called Mexorissy that does mariachi covers of Morrissey songs, and they kind of slap. That's very good.
That is extremely good. Yeah, he was a member of Modest Mouse from 2006 to 2009.
Would you say that by nature he's a bit modest?
He seems like a relatively down-to-earth guy.
I don't know. I just wanted to say a stupid thing.
I know. I'm just saying, it's possible to be like literal with that.
Both stupid and correct. Yes.
But yeah, both stupid and correct. He seems to be doing all right, actually.
Hey, Shredney. I started watching Beastars. Where do I go to apply for my furry card?
It comes to you in the mail.
In an unmarked envelope with a tuft of wolf fur tucked under the seal.
Yeah, it's just like it has a well, depending. It bears many sorts of signs on the wax seal on its ancient crumbling paper.
I started watching Brand New Animal, so like we're all on the path, I feel like. No, I had this like internal debate with myself over whether I wanted to use a Michiru avatar, because I'm not sure if I could handle the... Like, I wasn't sure if I could handle the barrage of jokes about me being a furry, but I've decided I don't care that much.
I mean, yeah, and Michiru is very, very cute.
Yeah.
I still need to watch that show.
Essentially subbed the first episode this past week. Everybody should check
Good.
it out. But Trey, you said you had watched another show that you wanted to talk about, so you can do that if you'd like.
Yes, I also started watching Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin, which
Hmm.
I am very much enjoying. I'm 8 episodes in, and that one just exudes so much creative spirit that it makes you want to create stuff yourself, which I
Mm.
think is the highest compliment that somebody that makes art can give to somebody else's work.
Yeah, yeah, that
certainly,
is.
certainly one of them, anyway.
I'm wondering, have you seen any other Masaki Yuasa stuff?
I've seen the Adventure Time episode, and I'm planning to watch Kaiba.
Kaiba is really, really good. I would also recommend the Tatami Galaxy, and everyone I know tells me that Ping Pong is absolutely fantastic.
Kaiba is like
It's
Maybe.
Oh,
the-
also Devilman Crybaby. I've seen that one too.
yeah.
you've seen? Oh, yeah, that one's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaiba is like maybe the best anime ever made.
It's
Not to-
it's
not
it's
to
extremely
exaggerate,
good.
but yeah.
I like while I am in some ways more of a Tatami Galaxy, The Night is Short, Walk On Girl fan when it comes to
It's like,
Yuasa.
haven't seen those. I should watch those at some point.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy them. They're very odd. And like the ending of the Tatami Galaxy is really cathartic. And it's basically about not knowing what the fuck to do with your life.
Have you seen any of Isaac and Shredney?
I have not yet. I have seen like
Enjoy your coffee.
few-
Jojo.
a few clips and went, yes, I do very much need to see this because this
You do,
is
yeah.
this is like once again like the thing was like with Devilman Crybaby, it's great and it's Yuasa like at his ugly, wacky sort of side, but Eizouken seems like
Much more
Yuasa
down to earth.
in his like just the joy of animating things and making other people feel that
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
So like the thing I think that is interesting about Isaacin, and I don't know how common knowledge this is, but it's not an original; it's an adaptation of.
I
manga.
know. Yeah, the story
Um,
behind this is great.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting because like, you know, Yuasa obviously like an all-time great as far as anime directors go.
Yeah.
But the show's got really strong character writing too,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's something really special. It's like definitely the best thing that's aired so far this year. Like,
Yeah, apparently the reason why the show even exists is because there was a fan who was reading the manga, and it's not even a particularly well-known manga, and was like, this seems like something Masaaki Yuasa would,
Yeah,
direct
it's,
as a show. And they contacted him, like emailed him or like sent him a DM or on Twitter or something. It was like,
Yeah.
this seems like something that you would have made into a show. And he's like, and then he read it and loved it and was like, I need to make this into a show, actually.
yeah, I have also heard that story. I don't know if it's true. I have not.
Apparently it actually is. He's confirmed it.
Okay. But like, yeah, it's a good series. This is basically all we're getting at here.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was like he essentially said, yeah, like a fan told me about this because it seemed like something I would, I would have made into a show. And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna push for this. And
It's really, really good.
yeah, and it's like, also I have to say, just on like pure aesthetics, like the character designs and the way everything looks is so good.
So Trey, what is your favorite episode so far?
Thus far, I really, really like the one that I just watched, which is episode 8, where they're showing off the robot film that they had been working on with the Robot Club and all the other clubs that they collaborated with on it on it, and it's like the culture festival thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that there's a Neue Deutsche Hertha Club.
That's like that's a one-off joke, but it is in the show. Yes.
Yes, but it does, like, there is indeed a Neue Deutsche
I actually
Hertha
don't know
Club.
what that is.
Neue Deutsche Hertha was a subgenre of, like, sort of early industrial metal. It was pioneered by the band Oomph in the late 80s, but the best known band in that movement is Rammstein.
Oh, okay.
So
You know.
basically, it's an extremely specific genre of German industrial metal.
Du hast mich.
Yeah, it's like, it's like,
cringe.
Du hast mich
Look.
gefragt.
yeah, it's
Du
like
hast
an
cringe and you have subscriber loss.
Oh no.
I can't take credit for that one. I saw that on Twitter like a good year
That's
or
a
two ago.
gargoyle with a gun.
You might call it
It's a
gungoyle.
gungoyle.
Yes, thank you. We all put our 2.5 heads together for that one.
That unfortunately is like an Enter the Gungeon level pun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Except they'd be self-aware about it. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
no.
think that's what that enemy's actually called.
I don't
Riverfield
care.
comes back in 2 weeks. Hell yeah. I'm glad that you have such passion for this odd show, Mer.
Like with a yeah.
Yeah?
Just like I was just I don't even my mind is my mind's in garlands.
Anyway,
Now
yeah,
that's-
the Robotics Club episode, Trey.
Yeah, it's really great, and I feel like them having her parents like originally not. Wait. Okay, spoilers. Never mind.
Does Shredney not want to be spoiled? I'm not sure.
I do not mind mild spoilers.
Okay.
So long as it's like not, like so long as it's something, or alternately, you can talk about things that won't have a whole lot of significance to me without knowing the context.
All right. Well, at any rate, I feel like them subverting your expectations of how one plot ends up going a different direction than you would think is
Yeah.
real. Is
I know
a
what
neat,
you're talking about, yeah.
a neat way for them to resolve that plot thread that they'd been hinting at since the beginning of the show.
Oh, one was in a robotics club at one point, apparently. That's neat.
Yeah, I was technically in the robotics club. I didn't do much. I mean, I was more like the team mascot. I'm barely even kidding. I would show up to like events
The fairy
and,
mascot.
like, and essentially, practically, like, I didn't actually have pom poms, but essentially, I was
Hello,
the
Jimmy.
cheerleader for the robotics team.
My younger brother is in a robotics club, or at least he was. I don't know if he still is.
Yeah, it's I mean, robotics is fun.
Shredney?
Yeah.
Oh, you were drifting away for a second.
No, all I said was robotics is fun.
It was really funny that you said that specifically, and that was when your internet chose to be slightly wonky for a second.
Yeah, like, okay.
Demonstrates by turning into a robot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm a robot.
Beat boot.
Geiju Suka art design class.
Oh.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That's
significance of that
that's
off the top
one
my head.
of the. It's basically from what I understand, it's basically kind of like Hidamari's sketch, but less so, but not in a bad way.
Oh,
like-
the show. I don't know why I don't know what the hell I was trying to process that as.
Geijusuka. I probably butchered my attempt to say it.
I think it's something like Gejutsuka.
Ah,
Close,
there you
try.
go.
Restore 1 mana when frost damage is dealt. Okay. let's try to go
Geiju
with-
Snooker. God.
Gay Juice Snooker is my favorite billiard style game.
Yeah, it's like it's also my
Pretty sure.
favorite.
Pretty sure that's
mixtape by. What was the name of that that like you have to come up with a decent obscure MC
Shredney.
name
Shredney.
to apply to that
Shredney.
You know,
to save me in this joke.
Snooker always makes me think of this this album cover by Feed Me that has a little green monster and the producer that produces under the name Feed Me, both playing snooker on a table, and it's interesting because it feels like the type of thing where you show an American person and it'd be like, oh, they're playing pool, but like thanks to my weird understanding that snooker is indeed a separate sport, I recognized it when the album actually came out in I think it was last year, late 2018 something. I don't know.
What was it? Words.
Shredney?
Yeah, sometimes I just fail at work. Okay, good.
What?
Good.
No,
good.
it's that we just is. No, okay, well, yes and no. But no, what? Okay, what happened was, I have just had the last of the cranberry juice. Actually, a good thing because it means that I can use this container. Because, long story, we may accidentally have brewer's yeast. I'll have to look. So I can make ginger beer.
Neat.
What? I didn't follow that. You might have brewer's yeast so you can make ginger beer?
Yes,
You need more stuff
and,
than just the yeast.
And
No, I'm saying I
they're
already have...
they're gonna use the last of the cranberry juice container because they had the last of the cranberry juice.
Yeah.
I see.
It's simple math, Jane.
Okay, let me explain.
Prison just got a lot more fun.
How you make ginger beer is that you, obviously you boil water and stir in, like, ground ginger, various other spices, and then you let it cool to, as it's put, blood temperature. Like about 90 some degrees. And then mix it in with a barm, which is a mixture of water and yeast. And then let it sit for 24 hours. And then you filter it through cheesecloth. And then, you filter it through cheesecloth before you put it into the bowl. Sorry, I got that confused. I apologize. And then you put in the barm, and then you let it sit, and then you let it start to get a bit frothy. Then you pour it into a large container via funnel, and then seal it and let it sit for about a week or two.
Jamaican style ginger beer is pretty good. It's painful. Drinking it is like getting punched in the face, but
But
that's
it's
a good
it's delicious.
thing.
Yeah, I know. Yes, like
Have you ever had like even just like a regular old like Diet Coke or something, like immediately after waking up.
No, because I fucking hate Diet Coke. That's like getting punched in the face and it hurts.
Like whatever your preferred cola is.
Okay, well, yeah, like
Yes.
when I was in high school, I used to go to school with a McDonald's 32-ounce cup of Dr. Pepper on
Hell
a daily basis,
yeah!
which is probably bad for me, but I was in high school. I was in high school. It's not like I'm doing that now.
I mean, I have at least once in the not so distant past, by which I mean probably the last 2 months, like wandered up to Dunkin' Donuts, it like at 6 in the morning, and just gotten like a breakfast sandwich and a bottle of Coke.
I mean, I do that like all the time.
Usually
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Usually
like,
for me, it's a nice tea, but yeah.
It's like when I'm like when I'm just like, you know, just slightly like. Although that's usually actually after I've been up all night, is that I'll do something like that, just kind of wander off for a bit and then return.
I also have done that many times before.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think this is this is relatable content. Not much content, but it is relatable.
Yeah, you know.
How did we get on this weird soda tangent? Right, you said you were gonna brew birch beer. Well, if you
Ginger
do
beer.
that, or ginger beer, sorry. If you do that,
Birch
tell
beer
me.
is a different process.
I know
but
it is.
similar.
I just misspoke.
This ghost is a friend.
That's why I have to kill him.
You have
you
to kill
should-
your friends, Jane.
Thank you.
You have to kill your friends.
You should tell me how that goes if you are
You ha-
successful
okay.
in making your ginger beer.
Oh,
You
I
have
will.
to burn the rope.
You have to burn the rope. Shredney sounds very tired. I think we're all pretty tired today.
Like I was up on and off until like for like the better part of 20 hours, I think. And then I slept for like 8 or 9.
You know.
Jane got the rare question in Undertale: would you kill a ghost?
Well, that depends. What kind of ghost are we talking about?
Well, if it snaps to look, then I have to oppose this maneuver. Very.
Napstablook? Oh, that's not true, Mer. Haru has a normal person sleep schedule.
Yeah, like Haru goes to bed like a real person.
At like 10 or so, generally.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Like, there are people whose sleep schedules I honestly can't parse at all. Sometimes.
Yeah, you know.
Like, for example, I've noticed that, like, you know, like, when I do wind up getting in touch with Eloise, it's at, like, it seems like she has a normal person sleep schedule, and then occasionally it's like at 3 in the morning, like, hi. And then it's like,
Well, I mean, that might just be, like, normal person sleep schedule most of the time, but occasionally
yeah,
not.
true. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know how to dodge these diagonal things. They're a menace.
But then, like, there are other people where it's like, I'm like...
It's like that one XKCD comic about, like, trying to figure out how this one person communicates, and they try to text them on their phone, and they get a passenger, like a carrier pigeon in response. And the message is like, did you try to send me an email? You know you can only do that through Google+.
Oh no!
Google Plus in 2020.
I mean, the
I mean,
comic
yeah.
is several years old, but the joke is that how do you send a message from Google Plus to a carrier pigeon? Remember
Well,
when,
yeah, that's their favorite social network.
you know,
Google Plus.
They love their circles.
Oh god.
I
How
walked
did those
into-
even work?
I walked into work today and a 100-year-old woman said to me, I don't know what's going on, but it's not fair, and I had to agree.
That's
So-
absolutely true.
That's so fucking
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yes,
it wouldn't be one of these games without a sentient crystal
Like, that's
that
the
just
most-
wants to kill you for no
that is
reason.
honestly the most real thing I've heard someone say in a while.
I don't know what's going on, but it's not fair. Oh,
That's-
man.
I mean, that sums up, like, how I feel about everything. Everything. It's just like, I don't know what's going on, but I know it's not fair.
Remember when Google Plus came out and its entire appeal that it was similar to Facebook, but was not Facebook?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it not being Facebook, yeah, that's definitely a plus.
and like you
Dun-dun-dun.
Google
and like
Plus,
you
one
could
might say.
oh my god, and like you could separate which information you wanted shared with people depending on which
Yeah.
circle they were in.
Yeah, like, that's
Yeah.
actually... It's not a bad idea, it's just...
The only
It's-
time I ever used Google Plus was my friends had a pardon me, had a Google Plus hangout at school.
You know,
Yeah, I was in
here's
high school.
Here's the thing, though. The problem is with that sort of setup. You know what makes that obsolete now?
What?
The platform we're on at this very instant.
Twitch?
No, I mean
Or
Discord.
Okay, Discord, yeah.
Discord kind of like just makes that kind of moot because it manages to get like the best features of something like that with, you know, best features of IRC and forums.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I guess for people that you're not exactly like close with that aren't using Discord, then something like Instagram's close friends feature, like that lets you share stories without necessarily sharing them to everybody on your
Yeah.
on your follow feed. That's kind of operating in a similar space, just not as
Yeah.
granular.
Yeah, exactly. That's also true. It's like, I think that just, you know, having multiple spaces that one operates in is just useful in general.
Right.
Because, again, that's how life works in the greater world to begin with.
So, I feel like, I don't know if, I'm contemplating Gogo's question, maybe the world should have killed Facebook for Google+. I don't know if we necessarily would want to do that, simply because if that were to happen, then Google would end up having to take the brunt of the responsibilities that Facebook has taken on
Yeah.
in
It might
in
have
times
been-
like these, and
Might have been like
Hello, Luna.
somewhat better. I'm not like I would be skeptical that
Yeah,
it would be
like, I'm-
significantly better though.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like Google.
Oh shit,
is-
Luna hype.
Yeah, it's like what was I gonna say? It was oh there. What I was going to say was Google's like ever since they stopped using "Don't be evil" as their motto, the level of evilness has spiked significantly.
I think about that sometimes. Like, it's such an easy thing to do to just keep your meaningless good PR slogan,
But they didn't even bother.
and they went out of the way to to get rid of it, and I just
Because, well, partly because I
Pet
think
Dragon unlocked for future runs. Let's go.
but partly because I think that for a long time that was kind of their operating ethos, at least when they were
Perhaps.
a comparatively small company.
Um,
The problem was that did
Fred,
not last.
you can keep talking. However, I am going to go get a soda. So I will see you guys again in a second.
What did Gogo say?
Facebook pushed pro-Trump shit.
Well, they pushed. They did a lot of like weird, questionable stuff in general. They just have specifically they push a lot of like just inflammatory fake news, more on the right wing, but also like stuff on the left that is clearly like false or misleading in order to boost. It's the same kind of thing with like Twitter with boosting engagement.
Yeah. Weird to think about how much like the level of influence the companies that all of them and even Twitch through Amazon have like on the way that we communicate with people. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
It certainly would be more unsettling if it like were something where where it's on China's level, where the platforms themselves genuinely do act as censorship platforms, but they haven't gotten to that point quite yet.
Yeah. Like the thing is with China is that it's like it is a capitalist oligarchy loosely clinging onto the premise of being a communist dictatorship, which it is neither communist nor, well, okay, it is a dictatorship at this point with Xi Jinping, but it's like it's functionally just a massive teeming bureaucracy held together with duct tape.
Right.
Like, and kind of always has been, and that was actually the state that it was in when the original revolution happened and deposed the emperor. Was just like a teeming bureaucracy with no accountability. Like,
you switch one out for another.
Yeah, and it's like there's something very funny about the fact that that they'd be extremely upset with the comparison, but like Xi Jinping just endlessly pushes, like traditional Chinese values, which is like, I mean, like, do you not see the irony? Like, he probably sees the irony, but he makes sure that, like, it seems, like nobody can question the irony of it.
Yeah. Traditional values are something that automatically turns me off whenever I hear it being argued.
Same.
Yeah. Big same there, Wim. Big same. A military specialist, she's adept with all types of spells.
Hello again.
Uh,
I have news.
We have...
Yes.
It is time to grip it and also rip it.
Baby bottle pop, baby bottle pop, you can lick it. Stick
Oh
it
god,
and
Baby
dunk
Bottle
it.
Pop was the most disturbing fucking thing.
Sweet Candy Crunch.
What was... Yeah,
bottle
actually,
pop.
yeah, what was up with those? Also, did something happen while I was gone?
I think that,
Wait,
I think Gogo is turning into a cat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
But I mean, relatable and respectable.
Please
I
support her during this time of transformation.
I in solidarity.
Activating cat mode.
Alright, fuck it. Cat mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, does that mean that we, have like abrupt beat transitions and Ray Shrummer doing the hook on this?
This is not anything, Shredney.
This is not content, goddammit.
I'm always telling you that things are not content and this is not content.
This is the
is not
only
my
content.
view.
Sicko mode jokes in 2020 are the only content.
Someone said, motherfuck what someone said.
Someone said. I like that Sway Lee is credited as a feature when he literally says 2 words on the whole song.
I mean, he does deliver them very well.
You're not wrong, but also, what's up with that?
I mean, also, wasn't Janelle Monáe, she's credited on We Are Young despite only singing, like, a line?
Carry me home tonight.
Is she credited on?
Yeah,
We
she
Are
is.
Mm-hmm.
It's also sort of like
I haven't
another
thought about that song in years.
yeah, that song did not last in the collective consciousness.
Probably because everybody got old.
Didn't. All right, damn, Trey.
2016 aged us, okay?
Yeah.
I feel like the past 4 years since have probably been more akin to 10.
I don't know. I try not to this is a mildly controversial opinion, I suppose. I try not to assign bad things to periods of time because that, like, chronology is not the reason that anything happens. It's just the time that stuff happens in, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like,
You know what I mean?
it's like all that happens is a sum of all that happened and all that is happening now.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck.
Speaking of the same band, also,
I also like Some Nights. I'm with Trey and Murr on this one, to be honest with you.
yeah, like I think it's decent. I'm not as in love with it as some people were at the time, but I think it is a solid song, and it is ambitious. And like the thing was that people forget that and people had forgotten that song reminded them is that like Fun were a very strange, ambitious band that really wanted to be Queen.
Am I mistaken? Isn't one of the guys from Fun is now, he makes music as Bleachers?
Yes,
Okay.
Jack Antonoff,
Yeah.
who is now one of the biggest producers in.
They
Anywhere.
have one song that I really, really like, and I listened to the album that song was off of, and it just did not click with me at all.
Yeah, like Bleachers, I've heard okay things.
I really like I Want to Get Better, and I think it's like one of the best pop songs of the past 10 years. And nothing else they've made does anything for me at all.
However, he was responsible for a lot of the production, but not all, on St. Vincent's Mass Seduction. And he was also responsible for a lot of the stuff Lord's second album. Like, he co-wrote some of it. And worked on production. And, like, I mean, the stuff I've heard off of, that one is good stuff.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Shout out to whoever decided that instead of making a reference to Ruby in the description for this item, they would just write the name of the show.
Well,
Where?
It-
Which item?
it's effective because I mean her name is
The
Rose.
the rose artifact. The description is just ruby. I'm like, all right. I feel like the flavor on this game could use a little more thought, but you know, it's a fairly minor complaint, I suppose.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So.
Were you gonna say that you're a loped out gangster, set tripping banging?
No. Although that is.
That
a
would
fair
be weird
point.
if you said that, because that's the lyric from Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio.
I mean, like, yeah, like. You think that I have not Gangster's Paradise?
I've met multiple people who like are my age and have no familiarity with that song whatsoever.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to quote it, but I have heard it.
Like people, like, I'm talking people who have like literally never heard it, and in some cases have never heard of it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like
This guy is
the
weird.
not even the rapping grandma from the Wedding Singer.
That's the one about the Amish, yeah. Don't talk to me
no.
about Amish Paradise. I had to put up with Amish Paradise jokes in middle school
oh no.
because people assumed my family was Amish, which
Oh
we're
no.
not.
What?
Yeah, you're the gay Dutch.
It's down.
We, in fact, are the
Gotta
gay
go.
Dutch.
Gotta go down. Or Alexa, switch input to HDMI.
We're going down, down, baby. Go, go in your veins. Go, go, sweet, sweet, little baby. Pop, ready to let it go.
But yeah, like
Hmm.
I was just sort of thinking. Now I'm just thinking about Weird Al and also about how the accordion is actually a really interesting instrument.
I mean,
And-
it is. Look,
Polka!
one of my good friends one of the few people I still occasionally talk to from high school, Ben, huge Weird Al lifer.
Mhm.
However, I will never forgive him for Amish Paradise, and that's just
That's fair enough.
that's
I mean,
just a fact.
but I was just
He's
gonna
got some
say,
other stuff that I like, but
there's a composition by the Ukrainian composer Sofia Gubdailina, I believe is her name. Who she did a piece for solo accordion that is kind of terrifying because it exploits all those like dive bombing like sort of slides and things you can get on accordion. And like really aggressive tone clusters and things.
I have been exposed to too much Dice Polka in my life to be able to fairly judge the accordion as an instrument.
But it's like I'll have to post the thing in
You,
the group chat.
You have not lived until you've been forced to do the chicken dance in middle school, because
I mean
that's just like
I mean that has happened.
what people do in your neck of the woods.
I mean like
What if my cat was between my back and my chair? Well, I don't have a cat anymore, but that sounds like it would be problematic from like a logistical standpoint.
yeah, modestly. So
Down by the river, by the hanky banky, said the east side.
What was that?
Some weird rhyme that they used to use to pick people and tag and such.
Huh.
Meeny, miny, mo, into that.
Okay.
The bullfrog jumped from bank to bank. I said east side, west side, east side, west side.
Ours was something
Really dang
about
dong.
ours.
Something.
Ours was something about visiting the pie shop. I don't remember it.
Also, bubblegum in a dish. How many people do it?
What joke was a deep cut? All jokes are deep cuts if you think about it.
I don't know what Gangster Paradise is. Me, a woman of something.
Well, that's a different
Why you
song.
lying? Why you always lying?
Why the Fuck You Lying is based off Too Close by Next. Which is also a great song from like roughly the same era, I think. Oh my god. Stop fucking lying. You guys ever see the sequel to that video with the actual guy from Next?
There's a sequel.
Yeah, the actual guy from Next shows up and is like, "You stole my song."
Oh
It's very
no.
funny.
Oh
Good
no.
memory.
That's good. Good night.
I have had Gangsta's Paradise stuck in my head all day, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, it's a good song. What are y'all's thoughts on Coolio as a musician?
I don't know. I'm not super familiar with his work.
He's an interesting artist. He's one of those guys like fucking Rampage or Lady of Rage, who was like, they had a couple hits in the 90s, but never really like became huge household names, even though it kind of seemed for a while like they would. Coolio, late last year, did a feature on a song called Escape Wagon by an Irish rap group called The Getaways or something, which features a man with a very heavy ring bend accent rapping the sentence, "I never gave no fucks about politics, all I ever gave a fuck about was getting me bollocks licked," which is just
Wow. Wow.
gross, and B, just sort of not a very good lyric.
It's just, I mean, if that's what you're into.
Also, there's on Coolio's part, he goes, "Ring bend in Compton, you knew it had to happen." And no, nobody did. That's a lie.
Did we? Did we know that needed to happen?
If anyone is not familiar, I believe Ring Bend is a suburb of Dublin.
Yeah, still, like...
It's just kind of a strange thing to say.
What to your mother?
I'm just reminded of, like, do you remember the Cursal Massive?
Yeah, I don't think anybody else on the fucking planet does, but yes, I remember the Cursal Massive.
Ginger Joe!
Why did you have to remind me of that?
Because it's hilarious!
You gonna explain that for the everyone else on Earth who doesn't get that reference?
It was a viral internet video of some, I think they're from like the Black Country or something, like these kids rapping very badly. And they're like actually kids. Like, we're talking like 13, 14. And one of them just like barely even bothers. And he gets like shouted out by one of them. It's real weird.
It's Ginger Joe, the Cursal Massive.
Yeah, it's a really good video. Like over a decade old now, I'm pretty
that's
sure.
from like 2006. Yeah, it's going back
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, it's like just like
Somebody Slow Tie is the greatest rapper in the United Kingdom. Me. Oh yeah, but what about these legends? You actually rewatched the Cursal Massive video the other day? I don't believe you.
That would be the best fucking coincidence.
I know, I'm kidding. I do believe you, but that's
I mean, that is
astounding,
the
frankly.
best fucking coincidence. Is the point?
Yeah. The fuck? Okay, don't hit that thing.
Don't hit that thing.
Put that thing back where it came from.
Or so help me. So help me. So help me. And cut.
What?
Hey, that is
Monsters,
from
Inc.
Monsters Inc. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, the
Monsters interesting.
It's Mike Wazowski's musical.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, like well, it is one of the better, just bizarre credits gags.
It's got to have been like at least a decade since I last saw Monsters Incorporated. Probably longer, honestly.
It's been a long time
Same with like The Incredibles.
for me.
Both of those are among my favorite Pixar
Yeah,
films.
you guys ever think about how like The Incredibles is actually just like a great film?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a really
yeah,
good
sometimes,
movie.
yeah.
I prefer the Iron Giant to it, of course, because that's just the Trey brand. But
Is that DreamWorks?
it's it's Warner Brothers, but directed by the same guy, Brad Bird.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Um,
like that was one of his earlier films. Was it his first? I can't
I
remember.
believe it was. At any rate, still my favorite movie of all time.
It's a like Iron Giant actually is up there for me as well. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's
I'm thinking about buying Blu-ray of the signature edition that they put out a couple years ago.
Is that the
Neat.
one with the like re-adds the deleted scene where you see like the giant factory and stuff?
I'm not sure if it's specifically that one or if it's like some of the other like stuff that they had originally on the cutting room floor, but it does add 3 minutes of extra footage.
That's cool. What is my favorite movie ever now that I think of it? It's probably still Spirited Away, actually. I really like Spirited Away. I could watch Spirited Away like 5 times in a row and not get tired of it.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a good
It is a
fucking
lovely
movie.
film.
The only time I ever got angry at a review on Analyst was when somebody said that it was, and I'm directly quoting them here,
Oh no.
unsophisticated. And I wanted to hurt this person. This game's hard. Oh shit,
Yeah.
Pebbles is back.
You have 40 unlocks remaining.
I do. I hope we get I would like to get a second character at some point before the end of the show. I might just actually keep doing this. Because, like, I'm actually quite enjoying myself. I know I'm not really talking about the game too much. But I ask you to take my word that I am finding this quite fun. I'm actually liking it a bit more than I expected to. Which is always a good thing. Because I wasn't entirely sure, you know?
You know.
Because I'm not usually super impressed by its X game, but also Y game. But
Right.
I think they did
Merge
did
the
it well
two
this time.
experiences rather neat.
Do continue giving us Pebbles updates, Juan. I find them extremely entertaining. Go
Our
try to
beloved.
fight a mini boss. Our like unofficial stream mascot.
Tell me, Jane, do you think you could kill a god?
What was that?
You said I'm gonna fight a mini boss. Yeah, the mini boss is a god.
Alright, well, we'll bridge that cross when we get to it. Get it?
Neat.
Because,
Yeah,
singing
Because-
the Dutch national anthem.
because the crucifixion.
That's my favorite Childish Gambino album.
Homegirl drop it like a Nasdaq.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Except that one was from Camp.
That's true, it was. You know that Pitchfork gave that album a 1.6? Like, I don't really like Camp either, but it's not that bad.
Hmm.
I just think that that's funny. I don't know.
Am I getting a different call?
Oh,
Hold on.
alright. So, Shredney,
Yes.
what's going on in Shredney Land right now?
Being tired.
Have you considered, not doing that?
I mean, I was gonna go back to sleep after this, probably for a little bit.
You should...
You gotta try not being tired.
You should, flex on him.
Honestly, if Sonic,
Flexing on the haters.
hey, if Sonic is a god, can we go all Balder on him?
Explain?
Damn.
You know, like
That could mean many
the death of
things.
Balder. Just murder the shit out of him.
Why do you want to kill Sonic?
I know.
Because-
In God of War, Kratos fights Baldur at the beginning of the game and
Yeah.
snaps his neck.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the whole thing with, that the reason why Loki became persona non grata is the death of Balder.
Sure, but what has Sonic done? What? Who
I mean,
is
To
who
deserve
is
such a fate.
who is Loki in this simile that
I mean,
would kill Sonic? It's not Dr. Robotnik. Don't even try saying that.
No, Dr. Robotnik is one of the probably one of the Jotnir.
Stop knowing more about Norse mythology than me.
There's
Bad
like
for a number of reasons.
Goodness.
But yeah, like, so who is Loki in this equation?
Shadow?
You're really ruminating on this one, huh?
Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic.
Like, so let's see, so which one is Odin, which one is Tyr, and which one is Thor?
I don't know, Shredney. This is your dumb analogy. You gotta bring the heat if you're gonna start a fire.
Okay, true. Okay, Trey, who do you think is likely to
Don't just hand it off to Trey.
sacrifice their eye for holy wisdom? And
Shadow.
sacrifice?
Sacrifice their eye.
Shadow, okay. Shadow is
Are
Odin.
you sure? I feel like Silver would do that.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Silver. I haven't played that many games that he's in.
He's a nerd.
Well, I mean, I guess Wotan is also kind of a nerd.
He's a
Yeah, but-
friggin' dork, man.
I mean, but Shadow seems like he would be the god of death.
I don't
Okay,
And
okay,
wisdom.
yeah.
want to put that evil on the All Father.
That is absolutely true.
Come on.
No, Shadow.
I mean,
Shadow
I'm
being
not
the
angling
last
for a warrior's death, so maybe it doesn't matter anyway. But like, just, it just doesn't seem nice.
Yeah, no, that's the wrong kind of blasphemous.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Gogo quoted the legendary Brian David Gilbert in the chat, and that remains as true as ever. He could either kill God or is God.
I'm gonna look out my window tonight. I'm gonna see a one-eyed raven who's gonna crow at me ominously.
Yeah.
Hey, like, I like this game, but I fucking hate its sense of humor. This lady just said nothing personnel kid to me.
Oh no.
I mean, we brought it upon ourselves talking about Shadow the.
I suppose that's a good point. Actually,
we opened ourselves up to this.
I mean, okay. So Knuckles is Thor. I think
this
that's
is true. No, that's
modestly
correct.
obvious.
Yes, that's correct. Down to his hammer-like fists.
Yes, exactly. So, but then that poses the question of who Tyr is.
Can I hit you with a controversial opinion?
Uh-huh.
I think, like, no. I was gonna say I think Tails is Freya.
Yeah, that scans.
Freya Frigg.
Huh.
Like I know
Rouge is hell. Rouge is hell.
in many senses, yes. I've I talked about this. I don't like Rouge the Bat at all. Like as a character, I don't like her design. I just don't.
Yeah.
She feels like okay, but what if we made Sonic like a Sonic character that's just horny?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also,
and that's the kind of thing I don't mind like 99% of the time. But when it's Sonic, suddenly
yeah.
I'm like,
I have seen some terrifying Rouge fan art. Let me tell you.
Me too.
So maybe we count her along with the Cabal from Destiny 2 as the least sexy characters in video gaming.
Oh man.
Like hers is the type where it's like so obvious that it loops around back to being just like repugnant.
Wait, the Cabal?
Yes, the Cabal.
The weird, like, skeleton
I'm saying they're not sexy.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not saying they are sexy.
Well, no.
Rouge,
I was gonna be
Rouge
like,
isn't sexy either.
I was gonna be like, do people want to bone the Bone Boys? Because I don't get that.
Well, not the Bone Boys, the Turtle guys, the Rhino Men.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. The Hive's who I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah, you're thinking of the Hive.
I'm sorry, I get the faction names in Destiny mixed up all the time. In my defense, they are all just random nouns.
Yeah.
Not that that's bad or anything. It's just like makes it a little bit hard to remember, in my opinion.
The hierarchy goes as follows: the Fallen are the sexiest, the Vex are second.
What are the Fallen?
And then the Fallen are like bug guys. They have like carapaces and stuff.
I mean, if you want me to be real about that, is that I can totally see someone being into that.
Bone Boy and Skelandre 3000. This is
so
undead outcast.
So that's the Fallen. The Vex are basically like a hive mind of like robots that have like organic, like radiolarian fluid. They call it. It's basically it's milk. It's electronic milk that flows through all of them.
Yeah, it is.
And then the hive are basically like chitinous dead zombie aliens, and the Cabal are rhinos.
Yeah.
or turtles, whichever you want to.
Like rhino gorilla turtles. That's a thing.
Yeah. At any rate, that is the hierarchy at which they operate, and the Taken do not count because they're basically just reanimated, like, energy sort of like reanimations of all of the other races. Wait,
Okay,
which one is less sexy, the Scorn or the Cabal?
What are the Scorn?
Trey, I don't know if I can follow you down this path.
What are the Scorn?
So the Scorn are basically like a subset of the Fallen that basically are zombified versions of them because they are dead and they got brought back to life by some guy that's relevant to the plot that we don't care about.
Okay.
They're kind of like dead Fallen dressed in BDSM gear.
Oh god, I didn't mean to. Fuck. Ah! Oh dear. I accidentally attacked the shopkeeper, and I think I'm going to die now.
Oh no.
Yeah, the Fallen are pretty good, actually.
Shredney, are you looking them up?
Yeah, I did, yes.
Shredney.
I mean, I looked up the various groups, and yeah, this is like I could plausibly. I have no idea what is under the helmet. Other than that, is probably reasonably interesting. Might make a good challenge for making out.
They've got like mandibles a little bit, kinda.
I got a new starting kit? What does that mean? Chrono. Oh, you like start with a different set of spells. Can I examine those possibly? Or is that...
I like that they have weird bug fluff.
Yeah.
Well,
that's extremely good.
Whoa.
I would pet one.
My default attack is different too, and just now.
Genuinely, the only reason we are fighting them is because the big space ball that gave us our powers in Destiny gave them powers first, and then decided, I changed my mind. I'm gonna give it to the humans instead. So
Trey, you're a lot more up on Destiny lore than I am. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Do we ever figure out, like, what the fuck is up with the Traveler?
Like, it's this, cosmic entity or whatever that just, blesses random things. Like, originally it was going to genuinely be, like, something with nefarious purposes, but they changed it to do the Star Wars thing where it's basically the light side and the darkness is, well, you can figure that part out. Although they've been kind of edging more toward a direction that's closer to what people actually thought it was capable of, where neither side is particularly edging toward the what we humans perceive as good and evil. They're just entities that are like
doing their thing.
Yeah, they're pitted against each other, and we're just in the middle of the conflict, essentially.
Yeah.
The Traveler sided with us first, so they're the ones that we're considering on our side. But, you know,
makes sense.
They haven't fully cast that narrative check yet. It's been a long time coming. Like the idea of actually figuring out what the Traveler and the Darkness are. But you know, I think that they might be playing the long game. I mean, partially because they wanted to figure it out, and partially because, like, you know, I guess it's more intriguing that way.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, we all know what the Darkness is, and that they believe in a thing called love.
Yes, the rhythm of my heart. But then we can make it now. Keep a running till the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love.
The one time I ever went to a karaoke night, I saw a guy perform that immaculately.
That's amazing. That was a bard that you saw.
So if you can, Shredney, I want you to imagine these big pyramid ships, like just all across the sky, like upside down star destroyers from Star Wars. They're filling the sky, and they all simultaneously across the world they fill the Earth and like the atmosphere above it, and all at the same time, a speaker comes on all of them, and they start playing that song.
Yes.
There's the darkness. There's the darkness.
And then just out of one of them, the band descends. And the reign of darkness on Earth has begun.
Finally.
So that's what Bungie's been hinting at this entire time. That's what we've been waiting for, since 2014 to discover.
Yeah.
It was under our noses the entire time.
It is the single most ambitious concert promo of all time.
It was my mustache.
It's like just now I'm just remembering there like something. Speaking of like wild concert stuff, I was listening to an episode of Noise Extra, and they were talking about a video of a performance that White House did, where they got driven off the stage by like, you know, extremely rowdy and aggressive audience members. So the thing was that William Bennett and Peter Sotos had already fled the stage, and then Philip Best, who I think at the time may still have been a teenager or was like in his early 20s, really skinny guy, little round glasses, really short hair, in like a t-shirt, standing up there. He keeps playing the synth for like 10 seconds, and then he points at the rowdy audience members in total dead silence, and then flexes, despite having like no muscles whatsoever. Points at his muscle and then points at the audience.
Why? Is this what performance art is?
I mean, I do wonder.
So as you may be able to tell, this is definitely more of a defensive build of this character.
So all this constant hand washing has made my skin extremely dry on my hands, and it's very unpleasant.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say. You gotta wash.
Your hands?
But don't touch your face or mouth. And then say sayonara to Korina.
An abstract painting will react to you if you react to it. You get from it what you bring to it. It will meet you halfway, but no further. It is alive if you are. It represents something, and so do you. You, sir, are a space too.
You reblogged that Tumblr comment the other day.
I love the painting.
He's angry.
he's so pissed off because nobody understands him. He's misunderstood.
Me when I'm misunderstood.
Ad Reinhardt made it good.
Everyone. I can't remember what Radiohead song that is.
All of them.
Bold of you to assume that I would know Radiohead.
You know what? As a matter of fact, fuck Radiohead. No.
Oh wait, that's That's the chorus to Planet Telex. Generally, what I remember is the verse, because the verse is strange, and also the entire song was recorded literally okay, not the entire song, but the vocals.
I like that I try to bring jokes to Shredney's nonsense and she just ignores me.
Yeah, is so that the vocals to Planet Telex were recorded while Tom York was extremely drunk and just lying on the and he just
Baddish.
mic'd himself really close while lying on the floor just absolutely drunk off his ass and did the vocals in one take.
Palish.
Perish.
Perish.
Baddish.
Perish. Perish for your crimes.
Perish for your sins.
Perish for your crimes.
What are we
Uwu.
doing?
The most dangerous Uwooer. Uwu, what's this?
Well, the box that you were fighting told you to perish.
She did. She did.
And then we devolved into chaos.
I'm just imagining a tiny angry cat girl being like, perish for your sins.
Perish.
But Shredney, have you considered the alternative? Which is no.
I mean, but actually yes.
No, except yes.
Oh, except yes.
Is this like an evil version of the Westive Four Demon from the Princess Bride?
Yeah, I mean, kind
Marriage.
of. But crossed with the tiny cat assassin. Time.
I've never actually seen The Princess Bride.
You haven't?
No. I haven't seen, many films.
Princess Bride is good.
You know what, Trey? I bet you're correct.
It's it is a very enjoyable, and it's its positive reputation is deserved.
I don't even really know what Princess Bride is about.
Basically, so
Have we had this conversation on the show before? I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu.
it's so the framing device is a kid is sick and his grandfather is reading him a storybook, which actually in the framing device of the novel, it's the main character, who is the boy, years later says, that he didn't realize that that the book was actually a complex satire that only made sense if you were from a certain part of Europe. Although the joke is that he's still retelling it as he remembered it as a kid anyway. Basically,
What the fuck?
it's guy and girl fall in love. Guy winds up. She believes that he has died at sea, so she winds up in a marriage that she does not. Well, going to be married to a man who is, the prince of this very small kingdom, who is the worst person, actually. And then there's stuff with pirates, and also, I don't know. It's you kind of have to watch it and just go with it.
I mean, it sounds good.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, that I do not think that word means what you think it means.
You keep using that word.
Yo, I hate that, though, because People would always fucking quote that on TV tropes. Usually to be pedantic about something that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like, but I mean, it's very funny in its original context. It's
I'm
just
sure
that
it is, yeah.
I mean, because it's like, because Wallace Shawn's character just keeps using the word inconceivable and not quite in the right way, and then Mandy Patinkin just points out, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. And he just keeps doing it anyway.
Well, you know. Like how...
Do not let the foolishness of nerds influence your opinions of genuinely enjoyable works of fiction.
Like how
Also,
our friend of the channel, Marone, keeps calling Avatar a shonen series. to my extreme...
Which one?
Extreme pain, and I'm sort of convinced that he's only doing it to bother me.
I feel like James Cameron didn't go out of his way to
No, the Nicktoon, not the film.
Turns out it was an OVA the entire time.
It was an original video song, alright? An original video atrocity. I'm kidding, I've never seen it.
Hey,
I've seen it, and it was boring.
I've never seen either Avatar, actually. I've not seen the cartoon
Avatar: The Last Airbender, the actual show, as opposed to the not good M. Night Shyamalan adaptation.
We don't like to talk about that one.
I don't think M. Night Shyamalan likes to talk about that one.
Yeah.
But it's like that. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, yeah, it definitely takes a lot of cues from shonen anime. Specifically, Full Metal Alchemist.
Isn't it older than Full Metal Alchemist?
It's older than Brotherhood.
It is?
Not the original show.
No, it's specifically I'm thinking like either the manga and the first adaptation from 2003. Like it kind of takes cues from that.
Well, you know what they say, Chevney. All
What?
toasters toast.
All posters posts.
Yeah, see. All posters post cringe.
And you're going to lose subscribers.
And they all ultimately lose subscriber. Let loose the dogs of subscriber.
Release the Kraken.
The most questionable thing to say during sex.
Thanks for your concern, guys.
I'm sorry. I was.
Hey guys, I'm 10 years late, but should I buy Minecraft?
Yeah, it's a good game.
I feel like when I tried it, like when I was young, I don't know if...
Oh, it's the back button to pause, of course.
I don't know if like it seemed like the type of thing that I would enjoy for whatever reason, which is weird because I enjoy Legos. I don't know. It might have been that there just wasn't a lot going on originally when I tried it in middle school or whatever, but like the community that's grown out of it has made an almost sort of meta kind of appreciation for it beyond just what the game itself is capable of.
Yeah, I mean, if you want it, you should get it. It's still got a very active fan community, as you say.
Yeah.
Especially on PC.
My friends like it, and my the artists that I enjoy have been hosting festivals within the confines of its virtual worlds, and so it seems like it would finally be something that would be worth my while after 10 fucking years.
It's a good game.
I could, in theory, use my brother's account, but I don't really want to do that.
I mean, you know, the thing, like, if what's holding you back is its age, please do keep in mind you're speaking to somebody who bought Skyrim again last week.
Yeah, true.
Which, that, I mean, I love Skyrim. Has a lot more problems than Minecraft, though. So, like, I feel like if I can justify buying that, there's no reason you can't justify buying good old Minecraft.
Yeah. Hatsune Miku did the damn thing, didn't she?
I think that Hatsune Miku is good.
Yeah.
Hot take. Shredney.
Take of the century, take of the decade, take of the day, take of the hour.
Honestly, I think
Collaborated
Yeah.
with Bada Managuchi.
on the subject of like Vocaloid,
Well, yeah.
but actually,
it's
but
a
actually,
joke.
I was saying on the subject of Vocaloid, but actually somebody performing Vocaloid level vaguely impossible vocal stunts, like actually live. What is it called? The ending theme to Bakemonogatari is extremely good.
Monogatari.
Sister, I love me some Monogats, but that is a tenuous connection.
I mean, it just came to mind because the composer of that song originally wrote stuff only for Vocaloid until he found that particular singer who she has like the ability
It's what,
to sing things that fast.
It's what Hachi MV did too. They're just Hachi actually MVs, like the thing they append to music videos by the artist. You know, it's neat.
Music, video.
We
Video,
now
video,
present
video.
to you music to make you stutter.
Oh.
Oh wait, wrong button. Hatsune Miku is a god and not something that mere mortals can understand. I will say, I do occasionally worry, like, does the whole Miku meme, to some extent, like, obscure the people making the actual songs? But I think most Vocaloid producers have a pretty dedicated fan base of their own.
And in the case of Minecraft, people still do genuinely credit the folks that are working on it at Muying now.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of the original Milkshake ducking himself to the point where nobody wants to recognize him even by name.
Oh, with Minecraft?
Yeah.
Oh, him. Oh, yeah, that dipshit. Oh dear.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like he's not involved anymore.
He's not. Like, that's factually true. He no longer has anything to do with the property, and the game has changed quite a bit since he was in charge, so.
And I mean, regardless, you can acknowledge that someone has, you know, some talent in certain areas while still being
a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it very mildly. You know. There have also been, like, genuine authorship questions, I think, about, like, how much stuff Notch actually did, but I don't know enough about Minecraft Inside Baseball to say anything definitive there.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Goodness, that little electric bugger was giving me a hard time.
Thunderball!
Thunderball.
Hello, bird.
Hello.
It would be very funny if this was the run that I unlocked another character on now that Bird is here. At least I think so.
Thunderball.
Yeah?
Wouldn't be nice.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice? Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Sorry. Did you know that the vocalists of the Turtles were the touring vocalist for Frank Zappa's band?
Really?
No,
Yeah,
I
Flo and Eddie.
did not know
From
that.
the Turtles. The primary vocalists for the Mothers of Invention for quite a few years.
It's a good game, Bird. I don't know if you can, like... I wonder if you have to, like, do something special to unlock other characters. It wouldn't shock me. Games like this love doing that kind of thing. I'll look it up after the show if we don't unlock anybody else by,
It's neat that she wears a top.
She does. It's because she's a professional. A professional
Yes.
wizard.
She'd like to add you to her network contacts on LinkedIn.
And I ignore them hoes like an email from LinkedIn.
I will always pull that one out whenever I can.
What's up with LinkedIn, to be honest with you?
God, I haven't touched that thing in months.
I had to make a LinkedIn profile for a class in college, and I don't think I've touched the
Probably
website
to
since
my
then.
detriment, but using the thing is weird.
It's like business Facebook. I don't get it.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Gungoyle 2.
The sequel that everybody asked for.
It's time to reload.
Now I'm just thinking about Gungrave and how that exists.
What about No Guns Life?
That also exists.
Just naming anime with a gun in the title.
Well,
Gun-
Gungrave, the main
Cross-
character's
Gun-
name is Beyond the Grave.
I mean,
How does that work?
lock the stable door van?
Yes!
Same energy.
Same energy. Extreme lock the stable door van energy. Just like Harry Stephen Keeler energy. My new name is Beyond the Grave.
You know. Sometimes you just gotta do that. Be beyond the grave.
Like, the explanation, if I'm not mistaken, is, like, that the character, like, he's an assassin, and then he gets murdered, and then he comes back. Well, okay, he didn't actually die, or something like that, and then he becomes beyond the grave.
Yeah, you know. Like a normal person would.
For the first time in his life, Sonic is devoid of humor. For the first time in his life, Sonic truly understands the meaning of war.
Understand the horrors of war.
Now, his
Fucking-
original name is not that much more outrageous. I just have to tell you, his name is Brandon Heat.
Me.
B heat. Heat B.
Me.
Now, okay, actually, there is something that makes all of this make way more sense. That the video game that it was based on, which I'm surprised it was actually based on a video game. Weird. Was created by the guy who also created Trigun. That's why the names are weird.
Gun number one.
On that one. Trey raises a good point, though. Who was Phone?
But who was Phone?
Was Phone.
So, like, think about it, right? Because if merely one of us was Phone, then it wouldn't be a question of who. But if any one of us could be Phone, then we do need to ask ourselves who Phone was.
Who Phone is, you mean?
Yeah.
Or
Right?
was. Or is. Was. Is. Tenses! Tenses! So tense! What is tense? Brain and brain, what is brain?
Tenses are intense.
Shredney, I'm going
Who
to...
wears short shorts? He wears short shorts.
Shredney.
Yes.
Death comes swiftly and often unexpectedly.
Hmm. I'm looking at a photo of a rather fat tanuki.
A what?
A tanuki. A fat
A
tanuki.
raccoon
A
dog.
tanuki?
Yes, a tanuki.
Tanuki.
Tanuki-da!
Tanuki da! Yes, and he's big and he round and he
Asatusa
strong.
is a tanuki.
She is. She's also a kappa. She's got a very layered character. I
I'm just
really
gonna-
love the whole Tanuki-da sequence. It's extremely fun.
Tanuki da in what?
In Isaacan.
Oh, I need to see that. I've posted this majestic beast in my server.
I'll be back.
It's like
I'll be back.
he's just such a big boy.
Hmm.
I'll also post
Beautiful
him
boy.
in
Well, I
in
need
the-
to do that.
the Discord conversation.
Commit murder.
There are also rumors that the Aizukin is hiding a raccoon dog.
It's like it's a chunky boy. Chunky boy.
How
Boy
you
is
gonna
chunk.
be the stunt double to the monkey? Top of that, I'm in the Phantom looking hella chunky.
Oh man. Hold on, we need to get this guy up on stream.
It's a big boy.
Let me
It's
just
a big boy.
we'll take a break from the game for just 1 second, because this man does need to be seen by the world at large.
This beautiful man.
Can I just turn on the GeoGuessr one and that'll... No, okay. Well, that's annoying. You know, I'm just gonna capture my whole display real quick.
I can see forever.
There he is. Now you
There
can
is-
appreciate him too.
Appreciate
Thomas
this
Nook.
boy.
As a matter of fact, do that while I go get another soda. I'll be right back.
Hmm. I quickly need to use the restroom, so Trey be entertaining. Just remember, the snipers are poised only to fire if absolutely necessary.
If absolutely necessary.
You know what I mean. You know.
Do
You
I?
know. You know.
And now, curated by the author, a selection from Trey's short story, Square One. Never mind.
All right.
Hey, Jane.
Hello.
We almost got to the portion of the stream where I was going to read a part of my short story, but I decided against it.
I mean, if you want to do that sometime, that's fine. It's just, you know.
Nah. we're not gonna do that.
All right.
Although, if you really want to read it, it's available on my WordPress blog at mindtheweird.wordpress.com.
There you go.
Good lord.
Go read it, everybody. In
You
the
must.
atmosphere.
Everybody, everywhere.
Everybody. Yeah.
Every guy, grab a girl, everyone around the world, every day, reading in their home. It's like the exact wrong moment for people to be dancing in the streets.
Yeah.
And now you see that I have turned.
Yeah, we got a fucking, like, emergency alert today that was like, hey, stop fucking going to the beach. Which is insane to me, because it's March. But I guess...
Also, you're in Chicago?
Yeah.
Does Chicago have beaches?
It does. I live near one, even. But just, like... Not... Like, it's not Cancun. Like, I don't know... Like, I guess this was enough of a problem that they felt the need to address it. I'm just kind of surprised.
Well, fair enough.
What do we got here? Let me see what's up.
One shield up.
Bless you.
Shield up. It's a dragon.
Yeah, it's with the mini boss icon.
Dragon.
Why did I just get sunflower stuck in my head?
Needless to say, I keep it in check.
It's a good song, but it has like nothing to do with anything that we were talking about.
Well, Spider-Verse is still good.
It is. It's a good film.
Hmm.
That was the best movie I saw that year, probably.
Netflix keeps recommending it to me as if as if I haven't watched it, but I own Blu-ray, so the joke is on it.
So, Marie helpfully informed me that it's spring break, which is a good point. I didn't think about
Spring
that.
break!
And
Spring
then
break.
CC just sent me the sentence, if you want to call it that. A. The Planet
All right.
Household, everybody.
Oh my god.
Actually, I think my name's last on the post box, but we don't need to get into that. I'm not the one that pays the rent, so I don't care.
Oh no. The worst song ever, though, just popped into my head.
Happy by Pharrell?
Thunder! Feel the thunder!
That's also quite bad.
It's real bad.
I thought about Happy today because somebody mentioned it as being one of Pharrell's best productions, which, like, that might even be true, but I worked at a Dollar General for 3 months.
It's an immaculately produced song.
Well,
that
here's the
drives
thing.
You completely
Here's the
insane.
thing, yeah, right? Like, I worked at a Dollar General for like 3 months, who had a 5-song work playlist that we were not allowed to change. And that was one of them.
Oh no!
One of the other ones was Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke.
Oh no!
Also produced by Pharrell.
Yeah, and
Really? Yeah.
like actually not badly produced, just not a
Yeah.
good song.
Like every song that was. Another one was fucking Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor.
No!
It's just an awful, awful selection of music. And it repeated. I had to hear it like.
Like, the thing
God.
about Happy is that it's, like, not an inherently bad song, and again, it's very well produced. It's
Well.
just that listening to it over and over again will drive you completely insane. However, Dear Future Husband is actively bad, and Blurred Lines is more, like, passively icky.
I got an outfit for a character I don't have yet. That's interesting.
But, like, Dear Future Husband is a really bad song. Like...
Yeah.
Wow. It's like sort of the logical mirror image to Shawn Mendes' Treat You Better, which is another fucking awful song.
Yeah.
Bana Danny Can. Bana Danny Can.
Better Danny can.
Bana Danny Can.
It sounds like he's doing like a bad impression of a Jamaican accent in that song.
Bolegda.
Why ya gotta be so rude? Bana Danny Can.
Bada Danny can. Prince Albert in a can.
Pa weep, Krana weep, Ninny dog.
Klaatu Verada Nikto.
Bana Danny Can.
Yanni or Laurel. Yanni or Laurel.
Yanni.
It's so bad.
Green Needle.
And that's like not even talking about the fact that it's like such a manipulative, creepy song.
I'm going to regret saying this the second it leaves my mouth, but I suppose that's fine. It's a song about wanting to cuckold somebody, right? Basically,
Kinda.
Like it's not
about-
like you
Yeah,
wouldn't
it is.
ordinarily put it in those terms, but like let's be honest with ourselves for a second.
Yeah, it's like desperately wanting to smash with somebody who is in a relationship.
Yeah.
And acting like it's something very noble, and that you are actually, like, oh, this person's in a terrible relationship, but then also the way you're framing everything is extremely toxic and manipulative, and you're clearly as much of a as he is.
But Shredney. Better Danny Chan.
Bana Danny Can.
Baradani can.
Bana Danny Can.
Baffle Donegan.
Baffle Dawn again.
Take It Off was
again.
also on that fucking playlist.
It was all. That song was on it too?
Yes.
Oh no! So you got that, and the opposite of it, which is Dear Future Husband, which is.
Shake
Yeah.
it off.
What was
Actually,
the fifth one?
I don't actively hate it, which is more than I could say for many Taylor Swift songs.
Like, I would probably not actively hate it had I not heard it. Hey, Shredney, what the fuck was that?
I'm just cleaning out a mug.
I wish that I could still like 1989 without hating myself.
I mean, I like some of her songs from that time period. I like some of her songs in general. If I had not been subjected to it, hold on. I worked 6-hour shifts. The playlist was 5 songs long. They were pop songs, so we'll say they were all 3 minutes. Took about
3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, it took about 15 minutes to get through the playlist. So, I had to hear that song 4 times an hour, times 6, it's 24 times a day, 4
Yeah.
days a week, for 3 months.
20. So that's 94, 96. Sorry, 96 times a week.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Banadanigan.
Exactly. It stops having semantic value.
Yeah.
It sounds like when I was a kid, I used to learn songs not entirely by learning the lyrics themselves, but by trying to figure them out phonetically.
Mhm.
It sounds like Sean had somebody tell him the lyrics, and then he didn't know what that line meant, so he just said what was closest to it, which wasn't better than he can, which was Banadanigan.
I don't even know if it's that complicated. I think it might just be a classic case of over singing. I will say, Trey, I used to do something similar, and I think that's...
I still do it.
Yeah, I think nowadays that's why I get... Like, I find weird semantic phrasing so funny.
Yeah.
Because I get, like, very hung up on the correct way, or the way I know to say things.
Huh. So it's like when I get confused with, well, granted I've got no, but like the dialectal difference between, see, I say Bayat, but I've met a significant number of people who say on accident, and I get that that's not actually.
Yeah, no,
that's not,
I can't handle that shit either.
You know, it's like that's not grammatically
on
correct.
Accident.
It's not grammatically incorrect, it's just a dialectal difference, but it is... The first time I heard it, I was so...
It's... You know... We're respectful of differences here on Shapes and Forms. But, like, what I was getting at is, like, recently... I have gotten really into watching, YouTube videos of this is a guy on YouTube. Shredney, please do that farther away from the microphone. Sorry.
I wasn't near the microphone at all.
It's real loud. I don't know why, but
yeah, that's curious.
Carries well or something. I don't know. But
Probably
anyway,
because of its frequency.
Like this guy on YouTube named Bacon _ who his whole channel is just uploads of NPCs in the fourth Elder Scrolls game, Oblivion, being stupid. And if you've ever seen that video where the guy talks to the elf and then he immediately gets smashed into the ceiling, and then the other guy walks over and is like, "May he rest in peace," and then also immediately gets smashed into the ceiling. I think that's one of the reasons I like those videos, because I can, like, recite them at this point, some of them, by heart. Because the thing the elf says has this weird cadence. Because he goes, "Necromancy may not be illegal in Cyrodiil, but few will admit to practicing it now that the Mages Guild has banned it." And then he gets smashed into the ceiling.
So, you know, which is to say, like, so Garzy's weird hit.
It's not
Garzy's
quite that
weird
bad,
thing-
but
no, well, okay, no, it's not that bad, but it has the same kind of cadence
yeah.
that's still
So
acting.
I learned, because I have recently been obsessed with the technical failings of Oblivion. Yeah, he says farewell as he races up to the ceiling and gets smashed into it. That's true. I forgot.
Farewell.
Farewell. But like,
Boom.
I have become minorly obsessed with the failings of this game, and I learned that there was so much dialogue in the game, and they only had like 10 or 12 voice actors voicing like literally hundreds of characters. So
Yeah.
the voice actors were just given their lines in an alphabetized document with no context. So like all of the voice reads are like that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's that would also explain how why Garzy's wing sounds like it does.
I don't know if that was ever a common practice. I hope to God not, because that sounds like hell.
I hope not. No.
But it leads to. I'll link the playlist in the group chat after the stream. It's
But I mean,
actually fucking hilarious.
I have the suspicion with Garzy's wing that people like given their lines, but not what other people were saying in the script.
Yeah,
And they're just like yelling them into
That-
my.
that happens a lot. It's ISR, I think it's called, isolated recording environment.
No, I'm not just saying that they don't like. I'm saying that they
Well,
didn't
no.
actually have a script.
Well, yeah, but that's
They
what I
have
mean.
just
Like,
a line.
that's
No,
what I
that's
mean.
like, because-
Sometimes when
Oh.
they do ISR, they don't even get like the rest of the script. They just get their
That's
characters'
ridiculous.
lines, and that's it. That was that's why the dub of Transformers Energon is so bad. Because there was an interview with Gary Shaw years later, who's the other guy that plays Optimus Prime when it's not Peter Cullen usually. He was like, yeah, like we would get our characters' lines, but not like anybody else's. So we had no idea.
Oh
what-
God.
And that show in particular, they made a bunch of changes to the script mid-production and didn't like keep it consistent. Because
Oh,
as far as Transformers stuff goes, you're aware of Primus, the Transformer god.
Yeah,
That's also the planet that they live on.
yeah, and then also
He
and that's part of what-
factors into the plot of Energon, but I guess the localizers could not decide whether or not they wanted to edit him out of the plot. So in some episodes, they refer to Primus, and in others, he is just the core. And this discrepancy is not ever addressed because of
Now,
course
if
it's
they
not.
did that at different points during the same episode, that would make sense, because then it implies that, you know, there are multiple names for the same thing, in the same way that you talk about God, or the planet, or the Earth.
Sure, but
They
they don't, because it was just like I guess 2 of the episode producers were not in
On the same
communication.
page.
Yeah,
but I
It
mean,
was
but you
just
do,
a
but you do see
whole-
my point.
yeah. Just like a whole mess. Also,
Like-
that's the one where there was somewhat infamously a typo in one of the episode titles. Which was a problem because it was an anime, so they had like those title cards before the episodes that shows the name of the episode. There's one episode called Imprisoned Inferno.
The Imprisoned Inferno. That sounds like... Well, Imprisoned Inferno already sounds like the name of, like, a demo by some, like, second-rate, obscure Floridian death metal band.
I was
mean-
thinking new metal.
I mean, it could be, but I'm thinking, like, you know, death metal band that only released, like, 2 cassette demos.
Like the thing, like the title makes some sense on its own because Inferno is the name of a character,
Yeah, but still.
but
it's like...
imprisoned.
Yeah, and it being miswritten like that, or like, you know, like, we're suppurating wound, and this is our song, Imprisoned Inferno.
Suppurating wound.
Yeah. Like one of those, like, sort of, like, really
I don't-
over-the-top 90s death metal band names.
I believe you that that's a thing, but I don't know enough about metal music to have any first-hand experience. Hey, at least I believe you. Win sometimes says that they think you're just making it all up.
Yeah, like, suppurating means festering.
Isn't that how Def Leppard got their name, Wom? If you want a genuine musical hot take from me, I like Def Leppard. I think they're actually a very good band.
Also, incidental note that if anybody wonders why Deaf Heaven are called that, that's because it's a reference to Shakespeare. Curiously enough. Deaf Heaven are a very different kind of band.
No, Def Leppard, Shredney.
No, I was just saying because I was reminded it was like Def Leppard, and then it just like flipped in my mind to Deaf Heaven, who are a very different kind of metal band.
Yes.
They're like a...
I imagine Def Leppard is one of those ones where people have the tedious, is this metal argument.
Oh no, people do have the tedious is this metal argument, but at the same time, most people are like, I don't care. Like,
I would hope that's the general opinion nowadays.
Like the general opinion is, I don't know whether this technically qualifies metal, but that doesn't necessarily speak to its quality in either direction.
True
is
enough.
Generally the assessment that I hear. Is like, does anyone actually, like, nobody actually that strongly with respect to Def Leppard. It's like you either like them or you don't. Whereas like there are bands where it's way more contentious and tedious. Like,
I guess that's fair.
Like Deaf Heaven is a good example, or really the band that they were most influenced by, I'll say, is like, are they a shoegaze band or are they a black metal band? It's a moot point. Nobody should be so invested in this.
But Shredney, are Mogwai a post-rock band, or just a metal band with heavy post-rock influence?
Mogwai...
That's not. These are not opinions I hold. I've witnessed this argument happen on Reddit.
Did somebody actually say that Mogwai are a metal band? Like, granted, they are heavy, but they are very decidedly a third wave post-rock band.
Look, again, this is an actual argument I saw on Reddit once.
And I mean, granted, like, post-rock is like a very woogly, vague genre to begin with, and it's barely a genre. But, like...
Keep on woogling.
Like, basically, like, Mogwai are just the logical conclusion to the whole thing of, you know, bands like Slint existing.
I don't know why I was just reminded of this, but I got really into the... By really into, I mean I listened to, like, an album by them. I got, like, briefly into the Beach Boys last week.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I was just going to say quickly as a side that...
Blue blood.
By that logic, if you listen to, like, early Mogwai, when they still had, like... They very rarely have... A few of their earliest songs do, is that if they are, you know, you would consider them anything, their really early stuff is, like, indicative of them being, like, a post-hardcore band, like, in the vein of, like, Fugazi or something.
Do you know that there's a reasonably popular mashup mixtape called Wugazi, which is beats made entirely out of Fugazi samples over Wu-Tang vocals?
That sounds actually delightful.
I've never actually listened to it. There's a couple of those. There's also
there's MF Doom over grindcore, and apparently I've heard some of it, and it's like, this fits surprisingly well cadence-wise.
I refuse to believe that, but okay.
No, it's because the thing is that the way that Doom's flows work is very similar rhythmically to grindcore vocals. Like the way that he'll drag and that he plays with rhythm is very similar to grindcore and death metal vocals. Also because of like the way that he uses like more distorted, like sort of like microphone kind of sounds and things, also fits with the production of stuff like Nasum or Napalm Death surprisingly well.
I mean, I don't know anything about those bands, really. I am having a hard time picturing it, I will say that
I mean, it's like, it's still really bizarre, and it doesn't always... but it works way better than it has a right to, is my point. Like, in the same way that I was listening a while back to an album by the infamous raw black metal band Ildjarn, and one of their tracks, 100%, there's this like
slightly.
there's this sort of rhythmic section that totally would be the background to like a particularly grimy boom bap instrumental.
Well, I mean, that's not that weird. I've heard of that before.
Like, because of the way the drums are played and just like the guitar, like how it gets into this weird kind of loping groove where it's sort of unquantized but it's consistent.
I don't know, Sydney.
It's like, and it's just like, and it's like, I don't know. It's like basically my thought is just that like the connections between different kinds of music like are way like there's way more that hold different kinds of music in common than separates it, as opposed to what people generally think.
I suppose so.
Is sort of my
just
principle.
like it's like well, Trey, your mother's slandering of Collision Course, the greatest album of all time, will not go unpunished. But like, I don't know, it just sounds like Bandcamp bait to me, kind of.
I mean, it is, but
like, it's stuff like that, like like my experience, and this might be true of the Wugazi record too, I don't know. My experience tends to be that it like works occasionally, but not usually.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I just think that it has the potential to work more often than you think.
I think that like a group would need to like set out with that intention.
Yeah, it's like, but I think the thing is like that partly is what like a lot of people don't keep in mind is that with hip hop and with, you know, like certain forms of punk and metal and like related kind of like fast heavy music genres, you've got these vocals that are not typically melodic but are often reasonably rhythmically sophisticated and have more stuff going vocal timbre and like manipulation of the voice and of inflection than people are willing to give credit.
Sure.
And that often have like these fairly sophisticated patterns and stuff going on, you know, with respect to, you know, flow or like manipulation of sound.
I just don't feel like that being true necessarily means that the patterns in said genres are particularly similar, I guess.
I mean, for the most part, no, because, like, for one thing is, like, that hip-hop tends to have more swing.
Well, yeah.
Like, unless you're talking about grime, in which case it's, like, there is, but it's on the offbeat.
I don't want to get into this whole argument of like
is hip hop is grime hip hop and so on and so forth. But I mean, I'm saying hip hop and grime is
very
like
strong opinions on that subject.
I'm saying like think like genres which are primarily MC, right?
Sure, and like dance hall and stuff also.
Yeah, and like dance hall also has like a very distinctive rhythmic pattern vocally. And it's like they are all, you know, like the thing is that metal tends to have less of a swing, but it doesn't always like have like that strict, you know, beat. And it's like, and I mean, admittedly, when there is swing, the swing tends to be a little different and kind of like.
Brittany, you're still cutting out pretty bad.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna check my internet connection. Okay, fixed it.
There you go.
But see, like, the thing is, like, when, you know, like, in punk and metal, when there is a swing, it tends to be, like, ba 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 ba, you know, like, more like, what is it called? Like a dotted rhythm, which is closer to sort of what, like you've talked about Big Sean actually doing stuff like that rhythmically. It's a weird Detroit kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually closer to that rhythmically.
Or like
where
PJ6 or somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Like that sort of like that sort of drag sound, like the rhythms pile up at the end of bars, and like
But isn't that usually with like the guitars and stuff in metal? Like, it's not really with the vocals.
Oh, you do hear it in the vocals sometimes. Like, I mean, like, it's more in specific genres that owe more to hardcore, especially. Like, you know, for example, like sort of mathcore does it sometimes, is when you have these really spastic rhythms, and then it's like, you got these pile-ups of stuff going on.
You're still cutting out pretty bad.
Oh, shit. Let me check what's going on here.
Of what now?
Syllables.
Ah.
Like, that like, you'll get this kind of weird, you know, like the rhythms tend to, like, lend themselves to, like, emphases that are, you know, like...
I don't know. I just don't like the thing is, I don't like disbelieve you or anything, but there is more to how a rap works than just the cadence of the vocals.
Oh no, absolutely.
Which is why I'm having a hard time picturing this being, like, at all pleasant or interesting to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is also...
It's also
there
good.
are actually, interestingly enough, metal musicians, and I'm not talking about, like, weird rat metal stuff, that actually do take structural influence vocally from hip-hop. And the two that come to mind, and these are really odd, completely different examples, are Hunter Hendrix from Liturgy, who does this very strange, abstract, experimental black metal. And he has claimed that he's very influenced by Bone Thugs. And on the other hand, you've got the vocalist from the tech death band Archspire, who very clearly draws from hip-hop in his vocal cadences. Like, and because they have these, like, kind of, like, you know, sort of very percussive structures to their music, because tech death is like that, you can hear it more. And it's like, oh, yeah, that actually explains why he does his vocals like that. I'm not a huge fan of Archspire. I actually really like Liturgy. They're very divisive, but I do like them a lot. But Archspire are not as much my thing, but I respect what they're doing. And it's like, on the other end of the thing is, obviously, you've got, like, these guys, you know, like Scarlord and like City Morgue, who are, like, clearly very influenced by hard.
I don't really listen to trap metal, so to be honest with you.
Oh, that's fine. It is an acquired taste.
I could not comment on what their stuff sounds that much like.
But they listen to, like, fucking unfashionable deathcore, and in the case of Bones, that guy is, like, a huge black metal fan.
Bones is an odd fellow.
Oh, he really is. He's a strange man.
I also don't really like his music, but that's another topic.
I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm just saying, is that, like, it is not unheard of, and it's partly, it's like...
He also ripped off a guy I knew once, so there's that.
Oh, that's...
This was, like, years ago, but...
But it's like, yeah, I don't know.
So I was
it's
like, huh. That's a weird thought.
But like,
That
yeah, it's
this
like
also happened with Bishop Naru, who is another somewhat known like cult hip hop figure.
huh. But yeah, it's like they, like the whole trap map thing is like very, like it kind of makes sense that like a bunch of sad guys who listen to hip hop and the internet would also listen to, at that formative age would be into like shit like deathcore. Like it just makes sense.
I guess. I mean, the real problem with talking about this kind of stuff is that I don't really have a frame of reference, because, like, I've talked about this before, but, like, rock music in general was kind of invisible to me until I was, like, in high school.
I mean, that's valid. It's like,
And
a lot of this stuff isn't great, but I do find its influence interesting.
I almost always, as far as rock music, end up preferring stuff that is like
more chill.
Not even necessarily,
okay.
just
That's
like not that. If it is intense, not that kind of intense. Like I like the mountain goats. Like
yeah,
know.
like I mean, like it's. I mean, I'm saying more. Like the mountain goats have no chill emotionally, but they are more sonically, like, less extreme.
I mean, it's not abrasive, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're
wouldn't...
like, I mean, their stuff gets weird. It's just that it's weird in a more subtle.
Yes, or like guided by voices is another rock band.
Oh yeah,
really
and they're definitely weird and noisy. They're just not weird and noisy in a super face way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I wonder if
like,
Bob Pollard has put out like 12 albums since the last time I listened to anything he did.
He hasn't released as much stuff lately. But he does still release stuff.
He's one of the few rock musicians with like the schedule of like a mixtape rapper.
Oh yeah, it's like that's kind of reminding me of how the thing is like that's like sort of like Merzbow, in noise. Like the fact is.
Bye, Wum. Have a good one. Oh, we're like at the end of the show already.
Bye, Wum. But yeah, it's like.
Time flies when you have fun.
No, we're talking more generally about music.
Go-Go, or Shredney, Go-Go asked that question like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I would say I totally understand the skepticism about structure. Like, I'm not saying that the overall structure of the music is remotely the same. I'm just saying there's a surprising amount. There's more overlap than you would expect. Overlap is very, very small, was my point. But, like, with Merzbow, it's like, and the thing is that, like, his work is surprisingly, like, consistent in quality. Like, there are a few periods where I'd say that he went into lulls, where his stuff is just, like, not as interesting. But it's like... like the guy tends to release a lot of material and none of it is bad. Like for what it is. If you are into that sort, it is like it satisfies that need and it is elegantly constructed. The guy is like an obsessive perfectionist and very strange as a person. But like I can respect his hustle. Like, the guy works non-stop his art.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for, like, like, my brain just totally blanked. There was somebody who was, like, another person who I thought of as, like, a good example in, like, not something as niche, but, like, sort of like that sort of Rob Pollard kind of thing. Where it's like super productive person to like a scary degree.
Yeah, there's people out there more into.
Oh, another one is Impossible Nothing. that dude like drops albums that are like.
I'm gonna say that you have failed at finding something that is not incredibly niche.
Oh no, I know. I just randomly thought of him separate.
I don't
but,
know
like,
who that is.
Impossible Nothing is like a lo-fi, very arty hip hop producer who, like, most of his albums have tracks titled A through Z or some variation on that, and each of them is 10 minutes.
Not gonna lie to you, that's incredibly obnoxious.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Maybe he is, but like
he's not really pretentious about it. He's just like clearly a guy who.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Impossible Nothing song? Oh, I liked F. Which one?
Well, there's F, there's FF, and there's FF3, and then he did one which was just numbered.
That's no.
He drops them like once every year. Basically everything he did.
I'm sure this guy is perfectly fine as a musician, but I hate that naming scheme.
Yeah, it's a really weird scheme.
It's the same thing as like vaporwave artists titling their tracks in with random Japanese katakana. Just don't do that.
Yeah, except like that you can at least identify them more easily if you don't know katakana.
I don't know
if you don't know katakana, you can at least like F.
It's slightly easier. I don't know if your average person is going to be able to mentally catalog the difference between F, FF, FF3, and F sharp or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's also like that there are like the different names of the different sort of mixtapes that he drops on Bandcamp, which have like a naming scheme mostly, which is there's I think Phonemonomicon, Tonemonomicon. It's like it is really like the most Bandcamp shit you can possibly imagine, but his stuff is good.
I can't believe I release my music on that website sometimes.
I mean, it is like the Anorak's paradise.
I suppose so, which,
And that has its ups and downs. And I think actually, like, I'm happy that a guy like Impossible Nothing is able to do stuff like that.
My music to fucking DatPiff.
Oh no!
Or something.
That's so much work.
I think you actually, I don't think you can just do that. I think you have to, apply.
Yeah, I believe so. Something like that. Which is funny because they have, I remember when I was on what.cd that you weren't allowed to upload mixtapes from DatPiff because their bit rates were always mixed, and they would sometimes have stuff in really shitty quality on the same mixtape as something with actually decoding quality.
And also
get away with that. Often what?
Go, I don't understand this comment. I'm gonna be thinking about this all day now. No, but they would usually have incorrect metadata a lot of the time. Because what Bandcamp's uploaders would do is they would
it creates
tag Bandcamp or not Bandcamp, DatPiff. They would tag DatPiff as the artist.
Oh no!
And then the title of the album would be artist name, album name.
Oh no! There are some Bandcamp labels that automatically do that, but at the same time, you actually have to ensure it creates new metadata and stuff when you upload stuff to Bandcamp. So it's
Does it? I've always worried about that. I guess I don't need to anymore.
Yeah, when you type in the stuff on Bandcamp, info, yeah, it transfers to the track.
Okay.
It's very convenient. I mean, yeah, it's so when somebody downloads it, it has all of that information that you've put on it, and it's
Oh.
That's fucking great. I love that Bandcamp. Super fucking convenient. I still put the metadata on the tracks when I upload them generally.
Now that the show's over, I unlocked a new character.
Oh dear.
There you go.
Is the show really over already? Oh shit.
Yeah, look at the timer up here. Yeah, we've
right
been
on
live
the
for literally almost exactly. We've been live for 2 hours and 59 minutes.
I mean, that's a good thing because I was getting a migraine and I took migraine medicine that makes me sleepy. So, I'm gonna go to sleep soon.
Alright. Yes, thank you all for coming out and sticking with us through kind of a weird period for the show, because we've been doing like slightly odd stuff recently because we're all locked in because of you know why, and
Yeah.
it's sort of been a little bit stir crazy over here, but
Yeah, as I said, I got into arguments with 2 different people on the internet over universal basic income. Granted, that is a very me thing to do, but it's not something I would choose to do under most circumstances.
yeah. Why is there a big black box in front of my banner? Okay, that was weird. Anyway, yeah. We will be here same time next week, most likely. I will probably stream at least once between now and then. I'm not sure what or when.
And because I'm me, if Jane will allow me, I might drop.
Yeah.
Because I do that.
Yes, you do.
And usually my content is even worse on her
I
stream.
would like, if we end up doing more of Grandma Fuck's Journey Across Tamriel, I would like you to at least be tangentially aware of the game this time.
Oh yeah, that was really unfortunate. Was like, because I mean I was later because like the screen share finally
sort of worked the second time.
And like, but then I got like stuck on one of my weird hobby horses earlier, and I didn't shut up.
We
about
also
it,
might
and
have to
that's
start that run over, by the way, because I accidentally fucked something up. So that's gonna be fun if we do that. Lost like 6 hours of progress. Anyway, we'll bridge that cross when we come to it.
Yeah.
Shapes and Forms. You can find me on PJ Let's Plays on YouTube, where I upload all these VODs. And I really need to get better at like organizing them and labeling them.
I'm for shameless self-promotion, I'm at Not Convincing on Twitter, and I am I make music at silenceandsecrecy.bandcamp.com.
Yes.
Future reference. Yeah.
Thank you.
And just remember, like, granted, the whole grace period of like no Bandcamp cut has been over for a while, but nonetheless, if you like what you hear there, please give me money.
Yeah.
I don't care how much, just give me money.
I am working on a new EP that will probably be done in a week or two. The second in the Wunderkammer series, so that'll be fun if you like that kind of thing.
Oh, of your series, and could you repeat that? I'm sorry, this is new.
The EP I put out the other week.
Oh, neat.
Did I not tell you about that? I might not.
No, I need to get caught up in your music.
I will post a link to it on your server. Anyway, we're rambling at this point, but
Jane's music is dope. You should go listen to it and give her money
at planetjane.bandcamp.com.
Mm-hmm. And also, Trey also makes music and has been a little less prolific lately.
Trevor, whatever that Bandcamp, is that right, Trey?
Yeah, there's no E in the second half of ever.
Yeah.
So it's just ER. But yes.
.bandcamp.com. Anyway, that's enough of that. We should wrap this up.
Give him money as well.
Give us all money all the time. Anyway.
Also, and encourage Trey in his dark path of becoming a furry.
Alright,
One of
alright,
us,
alright.
You know.
Alright,
Oh,
alright,
crap, I
I'm
can't
ending the
remember.
stream now.
We accept you. One of us.